Hey, what's up guys? So I'm here to showcase off the new SIX Samurais in action. Now keep in mind though, some of the cards don't function properly, but just with Kizaru, which is one of the newer cards, you can open up so many crazy plays. I think that this card, just Kizaru alone, makes the deck so much better because of Allure of Darkness at 3 in the TCG. Now, you actually do want your SIX Samurais banished, so you guys will see me go for that quite a bit. But anyways, Kizaru's the card that actually works. The rest of them don't really function properly. But I'm here to also give this as an introduction to SIX Samurai. So you'll see a lot of times I'm going to be getting a lot of counters on SIX Samurai United, and I'm going to be able to basically use it like Pot of Greed. And also I'm making the Shadow of the SIX Samurai Shien to actually boost up the Kageki to 3,500 attack. And if normal attack is only 200, it boosts itself up by 1,500 as long as you have another SIX Samurai. But you guys can see you can OTK really fast, and this isn't even using any of the new quick play spell cards. Again, the deck is kind of broken. The fusion deck doesn't work, and also Hatsume does not work right now. But the main card, guys, Kizaru, I think this card just makes the deck. Again, this is because of Allure of Darkness, and Iru is actually a pretty decent card, especially when we're going into the future with those flip effect cards. I think he could be pretty good. Now, this was a pretty interesting duel over here. This is me facing off against a Pendulum Assault Mode deck, and I thought it was interesting. It's something I have not seen before, but if you make 2 Assault Modes, it can be very nasty to deal with. But anyways, you'll see me go for the SIX Samurai again. Kageki straight into Kizaru is like a really good play. Now, unfortunately, he did have a Solemn Strike. I could just draw 1 card off of it, but that's not being efficient. Alright, we got to get the double draw off SIX Samurai United. This is the Pot of Greed in the SIX Samurai deck. Anyways, he goes ahead and makes an Assault Mode, and then he's going to go ahead and Allure of Darkness, and he didn't get Dark to Vanish, but he still has Assault Mode out. He's got Assault Revival over here. So anyways, I'm going to add another counter to this. He's going to go ahead and activate the Pendulum Switch. I'm going to go ahead and Ghost Ogre that, and then he's going to negate with Assault Mode, but I'm going to Solemn Strike his Assault Mode. But I'm going to go ahead and add some counters. I'm going to go for Tornado Dragon, pop this card, and this is what makes it, again, so good, that Kizaru. Because of Backs to the Wall, I actually do proc the effect off of Double Sword Technique, and then also from Backs to the Wall, I can actually proc Kizaru's effect, and that lets me not only get counters on SIX Samurai United to get draw extra cards, but it also lets me just search out a SIX Samurai, any SIX Samurai, with a different attribute from any monster you control. So, really, really good stuff. Now, unfortunately, you can't just go from him into Kizan as easy as, like, I really wish it would be, because I wish you could just have double Kizaru and just be like, oh, let's go for it. He still has a decent amount of attack. But this card also has a really good effect where if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you could banish this card from the graveyard instead. Now again, guys, the new SIX Samurai stuff is still currently broken, but it's still good. Like, Kizaru's, again, like the only one that really works. The rest of the stuff, it doesn't function properly. They just have to implement that in. Someone said that they already fixed it, but it just didn't work for me. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be fixed within the next couple days. But check this play out, guys. Now, this guy... what's funny with this is I realized why he rage quit. Not only because of my hand, but because of his hand. He drew both of the Gem Knights, and he has multiple Brilliant Fusion, and he couldn't use them. But watch how like unfair and unbalanced SIX Samurai United. This is not even no gateways, guys. Imagine if we had 1 gateway. Just watch what I do in 1 turn. I'm going first, so I'm gonna go ahead and double SIX Samurai Kageki, Kagamusha, and then I'm going to be able to get double counter. So there's double Pot of Greeds right there. And then I draw into another one. Asceticism going to Inishi, which actually can bounce back a card. Gonna get some extra draws, go for Smoke Signal, go for the new card Genba. And so now I have a board. I've got Solemn Strike, Double Edge Sword Technique. I didn't really have a need for double summon. I mean, I could have double summoned the Winged Dragon to Raw Sphere mode. But I didn't really need it. Now, again, I wanted to use this video as kind of an introduction to SIX Samurais. They are a very aggressive deck. Now, I didn't play against, like, I was streaming, and we didn't once play against True Dracos, but I think True Dracos has a huge edge on this deck. However, I know SIX Samurais, if they get started, like, going, like, turn 1, if you just, like, go, I negate this, I negate 1 summon, that deck, like, it could just lose really quick. Or, if we can actually go for Rihan, I'm gonna go over to the deck edit section. This is not a deck profile, by the way. I don't recommend to run these 48 cards. It's just because on the live stream we decided to do it for fun. We actually made 2 variants of the deck, but I wanted to kind of serve this as, again, an introduction to the deck and kind of just explain things for those of you guys that maybe are newer to SIX Samurais, you haven't played the deck, and you're wondering what all the hype is about. So anyways, as far as the Six Samurais go, they are a very aggressive, like, swarm deck, because most of the Six Samurais, they don't do anything by themselves. They have to control another Six Samurai. And there are actually tons of Six Samurai cards. However, pretty much I'm playing what would be considered the meta Six Samurai cards. There are a few other obscure cards that I don't think are bad. Now, again, there is no Hatsume in this, and I should actually not be playing any Rihan. Again, these cards are broken, as in they do not function properly right now. You used to be able to special summon infinite Rihans for free, but that was so broken they just basically disabled the card right now. And as far as Hatsume, you cannot activate her effect, which would actually allow me to do a lot more of OTKs. As you guys saw in the live stream, there are several times where I would have been able to OTK, but those are the replays that I want to share with you guys that had a little bit of flex to it. Like, the opponent at least did something, but a lot of times what happens, guys, is turn one, what you do is you make a Shien, you set your back row, and you just win. Or you lose. It's kind of one of those all-in decks. Everything is heavily invested into, like, one play. The only real card that you have, like, a comeback play with is Backs to the Wall, which is you pay life points, so you only have 100 left. You special summon as many 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard as possible, but you can't special summon more than one monster with the same name, or a monster that has the same monster you already control. So basically, you get your full squad over there. That's the goal of it. But anyways, as far as the new cards go, Genba is also a new card. The most important one, though, is honestly Kizaru. I feel like he makes the new Six Samurai so much better. But Genba has an effect where, for just normal summon, you target one of your banished Six Samurai monsters and add it to your hand. And then if one of them would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish a card from your graveyard instead. Again, some of the functions don't work properly. They all kind of have that effect. Now, Rion has the effect if it would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. However, I don't really recommend that because of Hatsume's effect, because you can actually banish 2 Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard and or from your field. That you can target a 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard except for a Hatsume, and you get a special summon it. So I would recommend keeping, like, these cards in the graveyard. But if you really need to go for a Hatsume, maybe I understand you need to go for it. Now, when I was playing with Hatsume, she didn't have its effect like I mentioned before. But a lot of you guys were like, dude, can you get me some showcasing of the 6 Samurais? And that's all I wanted to do today. And I got some decent little footage. But a lot of the games, guys, they really came down to turn 1 plays. If I didn't win turn 1, the deck just didn't do so hot. And like if my summon got negated, there were times. Well, there was actually one of the replays where I summoned Kageki and it got Solemn Strike because I activated its effect. But you don't really have very many follow-up plays with the deck if your summon gets negated, unless you've gone through a few of your plays and you have, of course, Double-Edged Sword Technique or Backs to the Wall. Double-Edged Sword Technique actually gets double of them. They're destroyed during the end phase and you take damage equal to the destroyed monsters, but that's not really relevant. You're going to be synchroing, seeding with those cards. More importantly, getting back Kizaru plus another card lets you just go for whatever card that you want to go for. And I feel like Double-Edged Sword Technique, I'd honestly consider playing 3 of them because it would help out the deck with its problem with just dying really fast if your first summon gets negated. This would potentially be able to give you the ability to protect yourself. And there's a lot of other cards that I didn't play that some of you guys wanted me to mention, and I'll kind of go over those again. This is to serve as like a introduction to the deck. And also there's another new card, which is Shadow Art. Now, the downside with this is you can only activate 1 of them. So you send 1 monster you control to the graveyard, then you target one of your banished 6 Samurai monsters and special summon it. You can only activate 1 of them per turn. If you could go infinite with this would, oh my gosh, this card would be so great. I mean, you can technically use Asceticism multiple times, and if you combo with Shadow Art, you can like try to OTK your opponent. But I feel like what the deck generally wants to do is you want to summon a Shien turn 1. Also, if you can possibly go for a rank 4, now this is a card a lot of you guys didn't even know about, and this card just like, it wins on its own sometimes, which is Heroic Champion Gendiva. It requires warrior type monsters, that's why you don't see it like splashed into every deck. But anyways, once per turn when a level 4 or lower monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, you can detach a material and destroy that special summon monster or monsters. Because if there's multiple summoned at the same time, like a Rescue Cat or Rescue Rabbit, they special summon at the same time, you can go ahead and activate that effect and just bam, get rid of all of them. It's a really good card, and I feel like going into the future, this will still be a really great card. It's probably only like $1 anyways. All the 6 Samurai stuff is actually going up in price. Again, don't copy this deck profile. This is you probably shouldn't. Yeah, don't use it as a deck profile. It's just me trying to showcase off cards Again, we made like a 60 card deck. I don't recommend it at all. It was just kind of for funsies. Heck, we even had Dragon Raw Sphere mode in there. But anyways, going into the whole like new mechanic of having some Six Samurais being banished via, where's the card? The Hatsume, because again, her effect does not actually work properly. So by banishing the cards, where it's you banish 2 of them, you special summon 1 from the graveyard, and then the Rihan has the effect where it banishes a 6 samurai card from your hand or your field, and then you get to target 1 card in the field and banish it. Like, ideally, if you could go for a Rihan plus a Shin, it'd be good, but I feel like that's very, very hefty in the investment. I've seen before when you could actually run Rihan, because again, it's broken right now, but I saw some players going for like a Shin, and then they would special summon Kizan, and then they would make, attempt to make this after going for a Kizan, and then like whatever card that they maybe got out with this, or asceticism, whatever, however they like got out. I don't know why they made Shin first. Sometimes it was for 6 samurai. I've seen that play before. But even if like it worked properly, I feel like this card's kind of a hefty investment because it requires 3 of them with different attributes, and then keep in mind, guys, you have to have another card to use its effect. It has to be a 6 samurai card. So that's 4 cards for 1. I don't know if this is the right like solution to 6 samurais necessarily, because there was a lot of times where I just felt like this card wasn't really necessary, because if you guys actually didn't know, Genba is actually a tuner. So Genba can actually help you make other things that can be synchronized for, like Trishula, for example, would be an excellent card. You can make Trishula in 6 Samurais pretty easy because it would just require Kageki, Kagemusha, Kizan, bam, Trish. And like, would you really trade going for a Rihan over a Trishula? Because keep in mind, guys, those would be both using 3 cards. Trishula gets rid of 1 in the hand, 1 on the field, and in the graveyard. That's potentially 3 cards, alright? And Rihan, it gets rid of 1 card, it's got less attack, and you have to be able to banish a 6 samurai card. So there's a lot of stuff that I really don't like as far as Rihan goes. But again, the Kizaru, I think he's the excellent guy in this deck because he lets you add that card to slightly mitigate the downside, I guess, to Rihan. Perhaps there's going to be other cards in the future that make this card much better. Keep in mind that these are just a few cards that we have gotten at the moment. I wanted to showcase this, deck in action for you guys, even though we just have Rihan. But again, I'm sorry, not Rihan, Kizaru. Kizaru, it just opens up so many plays. Again, with like a Kageki into Kizaru, lets you just go straight into other cards, and on top of that, you have your asceticism, which lets you get a 6 samurai monster with equal attack. So pretty much what you would use this for is a Kagemusha or an Elder of the 6 Samurai. You can go for either one of these, or if you go into Kageki or Inishi, you can go into where's it? Iru. Iru over here lets you actually destroy face downs. He's a dark, so I was just testing out with a Lord of Darkness. It was just kind of a fun, speedy build that I had. Again, I don't recommend this build. It's just, again, for funsies, and we tried it out for fun. But I feel like this deck has a lot of potential. Like I mentioned before, you have like cards like Backs to the Wall, which can get Kizaru's effect. You got Double Edge Sword Technique, which give you Kizaru's effect. And again, it really comes down to Hatsume not having its ability. I think this card, though, isn't necessarily like the greatest. Again, I know I'm just not to talk trash about my boy Rihan, but even though we can't use him because he's broken right now, I think like a great play would be to go for a Hatsume and grab back Kizaru, and then from there you can grab out another 6 samurai card and then special summon it. Now, one problem that I've seen with the deck though is Hatsume is level 3. If this card was 4, it'd actually help out the deck so much, because like I know Kageki is a level 3, and I've seen the concept of going, like, if I happen to have a Kageki on board, because I go Kageki into Kizaru and maybe special summon Kizan and like add another card later, or maybe I can add Hatsume. Like the whole idea is I can go for a, like, whatever card I banish with Hatsume, I can use Hatsume's effect, and then once I've already used her effect, I can go into Levier and get back whatever 6 samurai I banish, which can be Kizaru, which can actually proc its effect again, which is actually really good, because this card gets effect whenever it is special summoned. It doesn't have to be special summoned from the hand, just whenever it's special summoned, I'm able to just grab a 6 samurai monster from my deck to my hand. Now, as far as the 6 samurai monsters, I really wanted to add Inishi, but But Inishi, well, there's actually 2 Inishis. I have the legendary Inishi, but the regular Inishi over here. And if you guys didn't know, there's actually a cool little like Yu-Gi-Oh Easter egg, if you will. This guy, I believe it's after he retired. Someone mentioned that. I noticed his armor was in the background. You guys see his green armor, but in the background of this guy's card, you guys can see it looks like that's his armor. Maybe he's guarding it. I don't know. But either way, it's cool that like you see it in the background. But anyways, so this guy is special summoned by banishing 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard, and then once per turn I get to target a face-up monster and just destroy that target. Now he can't attack if he uses that effect. He is level 6, so he doesn't have too much synergy. I was thinking though, however, after I use his effect and pop something, I can maybe make use of a Kagemusha. Maybe I have asceticism. I get out Kagemusha, whatever. I double-edged sword technique, whatever. However, I get out Kagemusha. I can then go into a level 8 Synchro monster. But as far as Inishi goes, if he was a 6 Samurai, I actually would consider running him more. But it comes down to Hatsume's effect's not really working properly right now, because I kind of want that effect. And on top of that, I wish with Genba, you were able to target one of the banished 6 Samurai monsters, and this card not being a 6 Samurai monster, it sucks. I really wish it was. That's kind of a problem. And also, there's another card called the Great Shogun Shien. Now again, this is not a 6 Samurai card, so it really sucks because with asceticism it doesn't work, and with the shadow art, it doesn't work. Again, I wish they just worked. It should just say like 1 Shien effect monster, or like or 6 Samurai. And then again, it just doesn't work with a lot of the cards that you had. I wish it worked with all of these, because this worked with 6 Samurai monsters, this worked with 6 Samurai monsters. These guys, they just don't count. But this guy could be actually pretty good as a side deck choice against Pendulum decks, because as long as I control 2 or more face-up Samurai monsters, I can just special summon it. And then my opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card each turn. Now, I do want to mention, if you negate a spell or trap with Shien, they can still activate another one. It has to successfully go through. But this is actually pretty good, because against a Pendulum deck, obviously they're not going to be Pendulum summoning that turn, and this is a very aggressive deck, so you're going to be able to kind of OTK very fast. Or just against any variant of, I don't know, Tricksters, they rely more on traps. However, you know, sometimes they do have a lot of spells that they need, like the Dark Room Nightmare, they got the Light Stage. This card was an excellent card against any variant of, like, Stall, Burn, those kind of decks, because since they were only able to activate one of those, it really shut them down pretty fast. If they're only able to activate, like, you know, 1 card in a burn deck, it's not ideal. This could be an excellent side deck choice against them. But there's also Grandmaster. Grandmaster, he's just a 21 beater. I don't think he really has too much value. However, when he's destroyed by opponent's card effect, you get to target 1 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So there's a little bit of utility that he has. But he is a level 5. If he was level 4, I would run 3 of them if he was level 4. I just really like Kizan for the rank 4 plays. Now, there's also Zanji. He lets you just make any trades. He's also 1800, so he works well with Kizan. He's also a light, so I guess at that point, hey, BLS would be more viable in the build. We, again, played it for the memes. But as far as, like, the good 6 Samurais, I've seen the Shanai, Mizuho. I actually prefer, there's an older card called Hand of the 6 Samurai. And this one, as long as, if you control another 6 Samurai, you contribute a 6 Samurai monster to just pop 1. It kind of helps out. I just wish that you were able to special summon this card. Like with Mizuho and Shanai, if you control either one, you can special summon the other one, but it is a level 3. And that's where I feel like the 6 Samurais kind of lack the ability to kind of spam the board as much as I would like them to, although they can still spam out pretty hard. Spirit was also a card that some people were trying out. You get to equip it to a 6 Samurai monster and it gains extra attack. I just don't think it's really relevant, because a lot of times what happens is, like, your Shien just gets wrecked. And after your Shien gets wrecked, it's kind of hard to come back unless you have, like, backs to the wall or, like, double-edged sword technique. And these cards can kind of slow your deck down, because at the end of the day, they are traps and you want to be as aggressive as possible. But I really think that Kizaru is really good. I know I'm mentioning it like 5,000 times in the video, but I really feel like... Oh, there's also Cunning, the 6 Samurai. You can summon 1 face-up 6 Samurai monster, you control the graveyard, and target a 6 Samurai monster in either player's graveyard and actually special summon it. But I feel like this goes... right next to like the OTK. Like if you really want to OTK, you can definitely run out. You drop all. Hey, dude, drop all the traps. Go OTK only. You guys can try that build out if you want. But as far as like the viability of shadow art, you can only activate one of them per turn. But being able to target a banished 6 Samurai monster can be really good. Again, when you go for those plays with the Hatsume, once she actually works properly. But pretty much all it really came down to is Kizaru is good, and I wanted to showcase off some of the other cards and talk a little bit about them. Oh, there's a card that like I didn't think it was that bad. 6 style dual wield. If the only monster you control is a 6 samurai, you get to actually bounce back 2 cards your opponent controls. I thought that was kind of good. Probably not the most meta of cards, but like I thought it was just like not that bad of a card, because sometimes with 6 samurais you don't have very many follow-up plays. Like if I go Kageki into this and then I special summon Kizan and I go for like a Shien and Shien gets stopped, like at least I have like another option. And the 6 samurais, they all benefit off of having multiple, but this actually lets you benefit off having only one 6 samurai monster. So it's kind of an interesting little card, but nonetheless, this is pretty much like what is considered like the meta of the 6 samurais. So if you guys are interested in building a deck, take some of these cards. Actually, let me well, these cards aren't actually Black Luster Soldier's not so great. Use this kind of as an example. You could drop the Irus and this was just kind of, we were playtesting that out. But these are what I would consider, like, I'm gonna get rid of these. I wouldn't mind playing Hatsume. I would definitely play a few copies of her. However, again, she doesn't work properly. Genba, I think one's okay, but I don't even know if I really like him. However, I like that he was a tuner. Now, one downside with Genba is that you cannot asceticism with him because he's 500 attack. I wish he was 400 attack. That would help out so much, because then I could get double tuners out, and then it would allow me to go for like a lot more plays. But actually, hold on. One good thing is if you do this, you can go for there's attack. There's only 2 targets that you can go for with well, I guess with asceticism on 500. You can get out Spirit. So like I considered playing Spirit, but I don't know. I just felt like she can get ran over already. You're able to draw a card though if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, and then you can kind of protect your Shien if this card would be destroyed. But I feel like a lot of times people just bounce back the Shien, and then at that point you lose this guy and the other card. I just didn't really like this card too much, but I considered it. It was a thought. But yeah, that's pretty much like the video of the 6 samurais that we can cover as of right now. I'll definitely be getting more gameplay video of everything in action once everything comes out. But pretty much the only thing that we can really utilize right now is Kizaru. And once that whole banish, being able to protect the cards, is available, I think that this deck has a lot more potential, but I'm not sure about Rihan. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Rihan down below in the comment section below, because I definitely think that he costs a little bit too many. 3 6 samurais, and on top of that you have to be having another 6 samurai card in your hand. That's like 4 cards, man. Unless of course you go for your plays, right, and things don't work out, and then you go for the double edge sword technique, or you go for the backs to the wall, you pay until you only have 100 life points, you special summon 5 6 samurais, and then yeah, it becomes a lot better, especially since if you special summon multiple Kizarus, you're going to be searching, then you have your cards to really utilize Rihan. But early on, I don't think a Rihan play is actually like that great. Yeah, I know now it doesn't really work anyways, you can't even bring him out, but hopefully this was a good little video for you guys that are interested in playing 6 samurais. Gave you guys some ideas on like some of the cards that you should try out. Let me know, guys, your thoughts on this. If you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them down below in the comment section below. But for now, guys, that's all we can really do with 6 Sams, because you guys have been requesting me like crazy to get some gameplay footage, and at the moment, Kizaru is like the only guy that we can really utilize. But it's good. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys give a like button, a slap, and hit that subscribe button for more fidget spinner videos.